I was told to address my feelings. Okay, my daughter is not talking to me except through texting every once in a while. And, she graduated, and I just kind of feel that she pushes me out. And I really always wanted to be friends with my kids as they grew up. And, they always just, they put me into a fucking role, and I asked to see a picture of her Halloween costume. And she told me it was inappropriate, and I'm like, I used to be a stripper. Okay, there's nothing that she can wear in public that, as a costume, that I would feel that would be inappropriate for her age. If she wants to dress like a little hoochie mama, that's her business, and I understand that, that she's going through a phase in life where she wants that sexual attention. I don't want that attention anymore. Um, I outgrew that phase, and I realized nothing good comes of it. I don't want men to really compliment my body or anything like that. I don't want that. Now, if I was had a partner and a lover and that best friend and all that stuff, then they could give me compliments, and that would be great. But I don't want that unwanted attention, you know. And it just it kind of bums me out. You know, it does. And I had put videos previously on here, and I had gotten those kind of, compliments that were in the comment section, and it just, and YouTube is so fucking biased when it comes to, how they, if you respond to someone and that has, says something sexually derogatory towards you, or because they would sit there and go, "Hey baby," and talk down on me like I was some kind of um like I was just there to serve their. I didn't like it at all how they were talking to me. So I took out my sword and I gave them a little piece of my mind. And of course, I was the bad guy because I hurt their feelings, even though they were talking to me like I was a piece of trash. Like I should just take their sexual comments. Like I'm their cum dumpster. That's why I don't even go out on dates or associate with men. I mean, I'm not a man hater, but after what I've been through in this world, and what I've had to put up with, and and how I've been treated, I don't even want to. And like when I did do the dating sites, it was nothing but shit on there. And all it is, basically what I call frogs, those that jump from one relationship to another. And women don't need to be on there because it's just shit. It's just shit. It's just those that don't want to move forward and make a change in their life and be better. So they go from one relationship to the next. And I'm sure it's both male and female. But, what I've had to deal with men, no. And, my mom always says, she doesn't want to deal with another man either because she had her own. And I kind of see men as um, women's manifestation of their it's their reflection of the worst possible version that they could be. And that's what I see as couples, because there's always, they become one, but there's always the one that's worse quality than the other, like a piss poor copy. So maybe it's like in Ditto, like in Pokemon Go, where they have Ditto and he imitates, you know um, a Pokemon, but it's not truly the Pokemon, it's just an imitation. And that's what I see as most couples, is they're just imitating others, and then they're imitating each other, and it's just a big mess. I have yet to run into um, individuals who are truly genuinely being themselves and not putting on a show, or trying to, I don't know, they're trying to build an audience for some reason. I'm just reaching out. I don't know about an audience or popularity. Just want to be a light into the world and maybe make a difference in somebody's life. Or if I discuss something, maybe um, no, it'll help somebody else out. Testimony. It's good to put the truth out there so that way others don't feel so alone in what they're going through in this life. I don't know. I know I'm tired of roles. I mean, I enjoyed, my children and being that mom and stuff, but I don't want my kids to hide from me. They're adults now. And I was like, I don't judge or condemn others. I don't care what they're wearing or saying or whatever like that. And I've told them I don't care what they do as long as they're happy and they walk in love. But I guess, if you're out dressing provocatively and trying to get sexual attention, you're not really interested in love. But we all learn. I guess some of us do. I guess some don't. I guess it just depends on what you want in life. But either way, I'm gonna love them, and I'm not judging them or condemning them. And I would like to see her outfits. I've always been the outsider, and I don't understand why. It's starting to fucking suck as I get older. It's like people want to be hush hush around me, and I was like, why? I can see right through them. I talk to ghosts, I talk to the spirits. I understand what's going on, but it's like they want to hide from me, and I'm like, why? I'm not their judge or jury or executioner. I mean, and why hide to begin with? Everything's seen. Everything in this world is seen. You can't hide. You don't get away with nothing. Everything's seen. Anyways, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why people they form groups or whatever and they, you know, not let certain people in. Even when I was younger, I had to deal with that shit. It's like, I'd get left behind somewhere or whatever. And I'm like, what for? Why? Like, my friends would sit there and leave me behind. I don't understand why. You know, I don't understand why. But they would sit there and go do things without me all the time. Maybe it's because, they knew I didn't want to participate or whatever. And most of the time it was true. I was only, you know, a, an entertainer, a stripper because of, I couldn't get a job anywhere else. So I had to pay bills. It's not like I liked the environment. I never really liked bars. I do love to dance though. But, in the clubs, they always play the same shitty music over and over again. I always felt, I just got drunk so I could sit there and, just kind of tune everything out. But I did like to dance. Well, I do love to dance, but now I just, when I was going about in my van, I just put on my earphones, and I do that at the park too. Is I just put my earphones on, crank up my music, and I just dance along. So, because I don't want to go to clubs because they're gross and nasty, and I don't like the environment. I don't like how people act like horn dogs in there, and it's all a meat fest. And the spirits keep on coming to me and talking about the universe. And I'm like, what the fuck is this universe? Or who the fuck is this God that everybody's talking about? And, because I'm ready for a different way of being, a life change. And I've went through mine. I went through mine. Oh my gosh, I went through it. It hasn't been easy. And I was talking to my mom the other day. I was like, I've been homeless, lived out of a car, lived out of a van. And it wasn't like the people making the videos. It wasn't good. I had dirty jobs where, I worked in a recycling plant. That was disgusting. And it was hard. Yeah, I've done a lot of hard, laborious things, and it wasn't easy, because a lot of the time I did it when I was just not good in body. And I don't need to show up, men. I don't need to prove that I'm the the better sex or whatever when it comes to, male versus female. And I get tired of that crap too. And I get tired of, the females have a place, and I just get sick of it all. I do. It brings me down. Like the way this world thinks, it brings me down. And then it portrays itself to be something it's not. I'm just tired of all the bullshit. You have people that'll dance around while they're on video, but they're not being truthful in their lives. They're not happy like they portray themselves to be. And they're just dancing around like monkeys or singing like monkeys on the stage. And, glamming themselves up, and they put on a fake smile when behind the scenes they're falling apart. I don't understand why everybody's putting on a show. I don't want to put on a show. I stopped putting on a show a long time ago and just started being me, you know. And even, I remember when I was married and I tried to be me, like when I went to, my ex husband would drag me to church, and, we'd get home and there'd always be a fight. And one time he says, "You don't have to, uh, you know, tell the truth." He always got pissed off because I told the truth, and I'm like, we're at church. I'm supposed to tell the truth. If I'm not having, if it's, I'm supposed to be speaking because there's supposed to be it's supposed to be a fellowship of love. And if you not having, if you're having depression or you're having, confusion or whatever, you're supposed to be able to talk to people about it. And that's what I always, even now, like my daughter doesn't want to talk to me about anything. My son doesn't want to talk to me about anything. I do talk to my mom, and she does listen, and I listen to her. But I've always felt different because I've always wanted to express truth about what I'm going through and not put on a show. Anyways, that's what I'm kind of feeling right now as I'm going through, and that's what I was told to, express my feelings. And that's what my feelings are, is that I'm feeling down is because I'm tired of being pushed into roles. Like, why isn't my daughter calling me and sharing, her what she's doing, what outfit she's wearing? Why? I'm more than I would be supportive of that, you know. I wouldn't, you know, I guess act like another fellow girlfriend, but I wouldn't, put her down over it. I could give her tips on, what could go with it. I mean, I understand because I was an entertainer and I worked around Hoochie Mama outfits. So, and I'm all about design, accessories and that kind of thing. I don't know. Whatever.